A book without a goal is like a plane without a destination. Most times, many authors have this issue of, I'm going to go with the flow. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's importance in going with the flow. And there's a time for you to go with the flow when you're writing your book. But I think that the most important key aspect that many authors forget to pay attention to is a framework and a blueprint for the book. If you're going to a trip or something, you make a plan, you book the ticket, you have a destination of where you're going, you create a plan. And maybe sometimes some people don't have a plan, but they know, okay, I'm gonna leave Canada to Bora Bora, for example, and they put it in aspect, okay, if I'm going to Bora Bora, what's the temperature there? Okay, if it's warm, then okay, I need warm outfits. If the weather is this, I need this. Okay, where am I gonna stay? I need a place to stay. They create a plan. And if we can make a plan when we travel, why can't we make a plan with our book? So in this video, I'm going to talk about how to use that idea and for a goal, like converting to goal and then converting it to a blueprint. How you can transform that idea to a goal, and then from that goal to a topic and a blueprint that you can use for your book. Now, like I said before, you need a blueprint. There is no way to say it that you need a plan and a framework that works. So the first thing you need to understand in creating this blueprint is to create a clear outcome for your readers. What do I want? And you can ask yourself this question: what do I want my readers to feel? I want them to know. I want them to get at the end of my book. What do I want them to experience at the end of my book? Not just only do they just read the book, what is the outcome I want them to experience, the information that I need them to get when they finish reading my book. So this is where you create the clarity that shapes your entire book, the clarity to give you the right place or the right path in your direction towards writing your book. So you need to create a clear outcome of your book. What do I want my audience to get? And this is where you create the goal of your book. And the goal of your book and the goal of you and what you attain is not the same thing. The goal of your book is for you to understand your audience. What are the audience going to get at the end of this book? When they read this book, how are they going to feel? Are they going to get the idea? Are they going to get knowledge? Are they going to get wisdom? Are they going to get value? Are they going to get the solution? So you need to know the goal of your book. And the reason why you need to know the goal of your book is that it will help you create a blueprint in writing the book. And this is the area that many authors skip. They say, okay, I want to write a book about, even if it's a fiction book, okay, I want to write a book about this person. What is the story about? What do you want them to get at the end of this book? Do you want them to feel the story? Do you want them to feel the love story? Do you want them to feel like, oh, fantasy world is the thing? Do you want them to, if it's a self-help book, do you want them to get the experience and the help they need? So you need to create a clear outcome of to your readers and for your readers. The second thing you need to do is define your author's goal. Now, most times people or authors, aspiring authors and already established authors, sometimes make this error of, I have the goal for the book, but I don't have the goal for where this book will lead. You have to understand that the book is the beginning. I said it before. Making the Bookmaker Masterclass, the Bookmaker course, the Bookmaker Premium class, in fact, the entire business came from a book. So you have to ask, where do I want my book to end? Yes, I obviously want to share this content, but what is the end goal of this, of me being an author? Is it to build a brand? Is it to start a movement? Is it to leave a legacy? Is it to land a speaking gig, or or be in a podcast? What is the mission of this book? It's a very important question you need to ask. For me, I knew that this book was not just writing a book, it was going to lead to something. Now, sometimes you may not understand the overall end goal, but at least start with the thoughts that this is not just only going to be around writing a book. This is going to lead, or this is the open door that is going to lead to other opportunities for me to build myself, to build my brand, and to leave a legacy. Start with that thought, because that will help you in converting that goal. And now that you have an idea of, okay, I know the outcome and I know the clarity and I know what my audience wants, and I know what I want them to achieve, then when you figured out what you want them to get, go straight into figuring out the goal of this book. It motivates you. It makes you keep going when you don't feel like writing. It makes you keep going when you don't feel like finishing and executing that book. It keeps you going because it's not just only about a book. It's an opportunity aspect. It's a lead magnet, if that's the word. If you want to speak marketing terms, it's a lead magnet that will bring people in, but also bring you to the right opportunities. The third thing you want to do is map out your core categories. So, like milestones. Um, I did this, and it's all from something called the extraction blueprint. It's something that I teach in the bookmaker course and the bookmaker premium class. If you want to access that, just scan the QR code or check the link at the description below to access that information or to access the course. But here, I in the course I really went in depth into what the extraction blueprint is. But I'll give you a snippet of what it is. So a category is segmenting your book. So, like creating a aspect of which you want your book to go. So it's like you creating a transformation process for your book and transformation process for your readers. So this becomes your blueprint and it keeps the structure tight. So it helps you figure out how can I let this book flow. If I'm going to talk about, let's give an example. I'm going to talk about how to heal from trauma. If I want people to heal from trauma, what are the things that I think that they can do to help them heal from trauma? What are the categories that I have to hit to make me help these people heal from trauma? So you have to understand the areas and the milestone areas in this book. Where are the milestone areas of my book? What are the targeted areas and the categories that I can hit in my book? So you need to know this when you are writing this book. Having this will help you create structure, because then you now know, okay, I'm not just writing a book, I'm writing something that is segmented into different aspects. So, like I said, if I am going to write a book about self-help of healing trauma, I am going to create three aspects of them, talking about, what they went through in the past, and what they went through in their present life, and what they went through in the future self. Or I can go through finding out self-analysis of the issue, and then one of my milestones will be self-analysis. Another of my milestone will be like working on the issue, and another of my milestone will be living out the ideal life. Do you get? So you have to create segments and categories that you need your book to have. That these are the must categories, and that will help you guide your book into frame. So that's the third thing. The fourth thing is create a 3 to 5 step framework. Now this is linked to the second step I just gave, or the second point I just gave, but it's also all from the bookmaker extraction blueprint. So this is what you happen. So your framework gives a message, a message shape, if I'll say. So let's say, like I said, for example, I'm creating a self-help book. If I want to create a self-help book, the three categories I can use are you, the present, you you the past, you the present, you the future, right? And I can think of before, during, after, or problem, process, promise. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the readers have a system to follow. It's not just, oh, I'm just reading this book. No, it's a process. They're going from being broken to finding out the solution of what it can do and then living it out. So you need to create a framework for your book. 3 to 5, nothing more than that. This is all um, highlighted and detailed more on the category aspect. So that's why I said this is a continuation of the category, because then when you have that category, the category is basically you grouping things into perspective, but then the framework creates that category that helps the person understand the book. So if I'm writing that book to help people that have trauma to heal, the first thing will be, my first category will be the past, which is before, right? And then I talk about the problem. How can you figure out that you even have trauma? Because one of the issues with people that have trauma is that they don't even know they have trauma, and they're not aware that they have this issue. And because they're not aware that they have this issue, they feel like they're fine. So the first thing that we can do is help them understand that they have a problem. And then when we go into self-analysis, the next category or the next part of the framework is the during, the the process. What do they have to do now to come out of it? So maybe that's where you're going to talk about, okay, I am changing your mindset or healing, and then focusing on a healing journey. What are the thought process? What are the things that are going through? So this is where you're going to help them in the process of healing and the during. And then the last category probably will be after, which is the promise. What are you going to get from it? How are you going to live your ideal life now that what is your new mindset? How do you think now? What are the goals you want to achieve now that you've understood that this was what you were going through? This is you, the future. What do you aspire for the future? So now my three framework will be you, the past, you, the present, you, the future. So this is a way for you to map out a framework to help you in writing that book. Please do this. This is what helps people stay clear from writer's block, because then when you're losing the train of thought, you can go back to your blueprint and say, oh, all right, I said this was what I was going to do in this segment, in this segment, in this segment. So that's what it is, and that's what it does. The fifth and most important is using mind mapping to organize your ideas. This is where you now go in depth. So you do a visual and a vision brainstorming of your thoughts. Okay, I need to focus on each idea, and then you use that idea and convert it into a full logical layout. So it's not just only that, it's the full complete blueprint. And I talk more about this in the course, the book maker course. If you want to check out in the link and description below. It's a powerful tool for overwhelmed writers. This is where you now go into each segment. So now if my category was you the past, you the present, you the future, I go into you the past. What are things that I can talk about in the past that can help somebody? It may be self-analysis, maybe go into the childhood or trauma. What are the things that I can do? Or memories, whatever it is, you probe and you focus and you brainstorm on what are the things in the past that can help you heal. And then when you go to that process in the present, what are the things in the present that can help you in this process? And then when you go into the future, what are the things in the future that can help you fulfill the promise that you give to yourself? So that's just an example of what I can do. But you understand that you need to probe more. Don't just stop in category, probe more. And that leads to chapters and leads to sub chapters. But you need to go in depth into what can you get from this. Not just only writing the book, but also creating a plan and a layout that will help you in writing the book. And I hope that this video was helpful to you, and I'll see you guys later. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. See you later. Bye.